let's go around the world in 80 ways in space as we capture the international flavor of the Seattle World's Fair in the sky.
They call it BioLink, which is obviously not in plastic, and it allows for cellular regeneration through what they call lattice structures. And I mean, you can tell I'm a nerd about this.
Yeah, no, for sure. You guys found it the other day.
Yeah, and I think they have people in the
There we go.
But I can't let you go.
All right, here we are. Welcome to day 2. So this is day 2 of the 14-day fitness transformation challenge. Specifically, if you are a busy professional, this will provide a ton of value for you. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the overview for this first part right here is really to talk about how much you should be eating, or just talking a little bit more about the diet aspect of things, knowing your baseline. You should have, if you were in day 1, if you haven't gone through day 1, then obviously you should be there before you come here. Go through day 1 and do your baseline data testing. I'm just going to be giving a little bit more information about the baseline data testing. And then obviously this will be your first actual workout today, right? So number 1, I just want to point out that just me telling you what to eat or how much to eat is not enough. Actually understanding, actually having the knowledge, the practical knowledge, not just like picking up an encyclopedia or a fitness nutrition book just to read and memorize things. No, actually understanding why you're doing what you're doing while you're doing it, right? So that just makes it a little bit easier in the sense of you're not overwhelmed with a ton of information. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They get that information overload and they end up doing nothing because they're like, there's too much. I don't need to be, learning all this stuff. Forget about it. So when you're here, you will have access to all these lessons that I put together. I have another platform where I provide all these lessons right here, talking about everything nutrition, right? Whether it's talking about protein, fats, how diets really work, exercise, nutrition. And as you see here, the screenshot over here of the cell phone on the side is the actual platform. Everything is in video format, but you also do have access to this stuff right here where I go a little bit more in depth in these PDFs and these handbooks. But in the simplified, straight to the point versions are in video, so you can watch those, especially what's relevant for you. If you really want to understand how diets work, then obviously there's a video right there, how do diets work. And then on the screenshot there on the phone, you see like talking about paleo, talking about carbohydrate backloading. So depending on what's relevant to you, you don't need to just watch every single video to watch it. It's really to understand what's relevant for you. If you're interested in like intermittent fasting, then watching the intermittent fasting video, learning more about hydration, water, learning about supplements. Do you need them? The purpose of them, XYZ, nutrition for physique athletes. And even if you're not trying to be a physique athlete, then just understanding how to improve your physique, there's a great lesson, to go to. So these stuff, like I said, are very precise, straight to the point, which you do have access to this for free when you're in this 14-day challenge. So utilize these and leverage that. And you'll also have, as far as with the recipes and grocery lists and all those stuff, you will have access to that. And then all the nutrition details are featured on this. So you'll be able to see exactly how many calories per serving of all that stuff in it. And don't get overwhelmed about, well, servings, what are those stuff? It's very, very simple, right? Especially being a busy professional. The whole point of this is to make things as simplified as possible. And there's no heavy lifting that you really have to do. You just have to actually do what is shown, especially while you're here, right? And you should be able to take these things and carry them for the rest of your life. So just to answer the question about how much should you eat. So depending on what your goal is, which I'll go into a little bit more depth coming up here, depending on what your goal is, it's very, very important to identify that, right? If you're going to be in a surplus, then you're going to be gaining. If you're going to be in a deficit, you're going to be eating less. So how much calories, right? And it's important to keep these things in mind if you want to be precise, right? Yes, you can lose weight without counting calories. You can gain weight without counting calories, but it makes it a lot easier when you actually understand, how to eat a certain way and how much to eat, right? So just a general rule of thumb, if you want to be in a deficit, don't starve yourself. You're going to lose weight, of course, but once your body is meant to adapt, right? So what you're telling your body when you're starving yourself is like, okay, this is not normal. Obviously, if we're starving, we're going to lose weight so we can conserve, and we're going to try and conserve as much fat as possible. The moment you start eating normal again, because you're not going to be able to maintain that starvation. You're not, right? Unless you have, an eating disorder, going to that extreme, which that's beyond my scope. But just keep in mind, like I said, like generally speaking, a lot of people, when they try and starve themselves to lose weight, they do not maintain it. They balloon back up, very quickly. Once they like, I can't do this, is not sustainable. Let me get back to my regular way of eating. So decreasing your calories as slight as possible, really 200 to 300 calories. That's where you want to decrease your calorie intake. I did a video on that, so I'm not going to go too much in depth. I will put that in the automated messages when you're in the app. So it will pop up and you'll be able to access all that there, right? Meal planning. So even built in the app, you do have the ability to access meal plans within there as well. I won't go in depth about that, but this is just some people who are actually utilizing this stuff right now. I told one of my clients, hey, check out the meals I added into your meal plan. Go through it when you can. Let me know what you think. And then he was going through it. I'm scrolling through it right now, bro. This is sick. This makes things so much easier. I like the feature a lot. He works very busy schedule. It makes it a lot easier where you don't have to try and figure out, okay, what am I going to be eating next? How much do I need to be eating? Everything is there for you. Another client, he's like, hey, I want to point something out real dope on your menu. Whatever I don't like, I can look at other options to substitute it right on the spot. That's dope, bro. I'm sure I'll spot other things too. Appreciate it. So as you see on the far right where it says meal plan, you can just, based on what your goal is, right, it will generate customized meals. If you like your plant-based, if you're paleo, whatever it is, it will produce meals that are based on that. So if you want low carb, then you'll get low carb meals that meet that criteria. If you want high protein, you'll get meals that meet that criteria, and you'll be able to see that daily. And then when it comes to actually tracking that, to actually see, okay, am I hitting the appropriate numbers based on what my goal is? It's very easy. You could take a picture. The database has tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of different types of foods. So no matter kind of whatever you're eating, if it's a meal at home, if it's something you bought, you'll be able to upload those numbers. The meals, and it will produce those numbers based on, the serving size and things like that are featured there. So, being able to see based on what your goals are, how many calories you have remaining, how many grams of protein you have remaining, and carbs, fats, so on and so on. Based on what your goal is, you'll see, all these things here. I'm just going in depth really about the diet aspect, because the diet, it does not matter how hard you're training or, how good you think you're training. If you are not paying attention to how you're eating, you absolutely will not get the result that you want to get. That's just simple as that. Yes, you will get results even if you don't pay attention to your diet. If you're training very, very specifically, but you're not going to get the max result. You're not going to be satisfied if you're neglecting your diet. It's as simple as that. So this is actually, once again, in the app, able to see, everything. All these are actual clients. This is their data who are utilizing right now. And this is Dave right here, one of my best clients. He's 60 plus, killing it. And his goal was to gain weight, and he's currently in here right now. He started, once again, like I said before, in my free program. He's here now, and he's hitting his goal. His goal is to gain weight. He's packing on that lean muscle mass. And here's what he said. I do my check-ins with the clients, obviously. And, he's like, feeling better every day and getting my strength back. Can you just make it stop raining? Yes. And I definitely agree. It can get a little annoying when you want to go outdoors and that rain is not holding up, right? So once again, all the exercises might look really simple, very basic, but I follow the science, right? And as you see here, he says, so simple yet so difficult. Every time Irvin gives me a routine calling for a light band, I think to myself, come on, Irv, I know I'm old, but I'm not a girly man. Only to be humbled by the extreme difficulty of the exercise, as simple as it looks, right? So the specific one he was doing, this one was 10-second holds, 25 reps, and six rounds. And I was, as you see by his emojis, right? One of the many things I love about body weight or banded exercise is being able to adjust the load on the fly just by shifting position. So if you're traveling, if you're busy, if you're on the go, this is super simple, super easy. You have these bands, you can put them in your bag, whatever it is. You can put it anywhere, right? There's no excuse to not having a wonderful workout, even if you just have your body weight, but even having bands. So baseline is super important because you cannot manage what you don't measure. So 100% go back and do the baseline data testing if you did not do that. I want only serious people who utilizing these things, people who jump in the program. If you just jump in there and then you're not taking action, I do deactivate because I have limited slots and I only want to work with people who are really serious about getting results and taking action, transforming their life, right? So your first workout starts today. As you see, it will be here in the calendar. Following the video, as this part wraps up, you will see like snippets of what the workout is, but to actually follow and, utilize the full experience, you do have to download the app. Everything is completely free. So if you've passed it like, oh, I thought this was a series where it's free, it's 100% free. You don't pay anything. You don't put a credit card in or anything. I just want people who are serious. And guess what? The thing is, my goal is to give such great value that it only makes sense where it's like, look, I want to take this further. I'm going to sign up. And if you don't, it's not a big deal. It's fine. Right. I really just want to make sure that it's something that you want to do. It should just be the next logical thing. Is like, okay, it is so good. It only makes sense to sign up. Right. So let's go ahead and jump into that first workout. And as you see clients here who have engaged and gotten to the programs, this is what they're saying. So go ahead, jump into the workout. I will see you, following the video, but I'll also see you tomorrow. All right. So here we are with the first workout. To follow along once again for the full workout, you will have to download the app. It's free. It is in the comment section or in the description below. So as you see, the whole goal here is to be very, very particular with the exercise we're doing. Why? Because the goal is to do frequency over intensity, especially if you are a busy professional. So these are circuit style workouts where we're doing what's called AMRAP, as many rounds or as many reps as possible. You set a timer. For example, you'll see in this workout, the actual circuit, what you'll see coming up in a second, would be something like 5 minutes. You do as many rounds of what's featured before the timer runs out. In the workout, in the program, you do see the specific amount of time and whatnot. So once again, like I said, the goal is frequency over intensity. If you don't have a ton of time, you really want to just get in, do your workout, carry on with your day. You can do all that within 5 to 30 minutes, right? A phenomenal, great workout without even having to spend an hour 30 minutes, sometimes not even 45 minutes. So before a lot of people, they're like, oh, if I don't have time to work out, then I might as well not do anything at all. Or if I can't do a long workout, then I'd rather not do anything at all, rather than understanding these type of workouts are highly effective if you understand how to structure them. So once again, someone who doesn't have a lot of time, if you want to just get in there, do your workouts, this is exactly the type of workouts that you can be doing. So if you don't download the app, you can just look at this and put it together on your own. Very straightforward. You get ideas for what your workouts are. If you don't want to download the app, you still have an idea of what these workouts actually look like and how you can put them together. So the whole concept, the whole principle, like I said, is AMRAP. As many rounds, as many reps as possible before the designated timer runs out. So the rest periods are very short. The exercises are somewhat a little bit more explosive and high energy, but they're not always the case, right? So there's lower intensity days where you just get in, take it easy, take it slow, and then you wrap it up. So that is it for today. Make sure you're back again tomorrow for tomorrow's lesson and workout. Go ahead and download the app if you have not done so already.